Hello guys, and welcome to the presentation of my research paper entitled as The Role of Mobile Applications in Developing Receptive Skills of TFL Junior Students. So here is my outline. First, we'll talk about the purpose of the study, then the significance of the study, then research questions, participants, data collection approaches, instruments, literature review, results, and finally conclusion. So the purpose of this study was to analyze and ascertain the role of mobile applications that TFL junior students use in order to improve their receptive skills, and also TFL junior students' opinions, attitudes, and perception towards using these mobile applications. So the significance of the study, as it's the era of technology, nowadays almost all people have mobile phones, and they use mobile applications for different purposes. And for example, students use in order to learn English. So all students, including TFL junior students, learn English on their own way. So there are actually many ways, how to learn English on your own. And using mobile applications is one of them. So it's very important to find out whether these mobile applications are useful or not. So here are my research questions. First is, what kind of mobile applications do TFL junior students use in order to develop their receptive skills? I guess it's important to find out what kind of mobile applications TFL junior students use in case these mobile applications are useful and helpful for their receptive skills. And the second one, what is the TFL junior students' perception about these applications? I guess it's also important because I need to know whether students enjoy it using applications or not, or maybe they use them because they have to, or yeah. And the third research question is, what problems TFL junior students may face while using mobile applications? Yeah, I guess it's also important to know what kind of problems and challenges, difficulties TFL junior students face while using mobile applications. So participants, 26 TFL junior students at Suleiman Demirel University were engaged in this study. Nobody was selected or forced to participate in the study. The participation was completely voluntary. Data collection methods and instruments. In this research paper, mixed approach was used. It means both quantitative and qualitative. In order to get more precise and full answers. So there were two instruments. First of them is questionnaire, and the second one is interview. Questionnaire is for collecting both quantitative and qualitative data. It consists of 8 questions, and it has 2 open-ended questions, which means it collects qualitative data as well. And I used Google Forms because as soon as you get students' responses, it provides you with charts, bars, and tables. So it's really comfortable to get to collect numerical data. And interview for collecting qualitative data. Interview consists of 5 questions and mainly focuses on perception of TFL junior students towards using mobile applications. So here is my literature review. Here are some scholarly works that I used in my literature review. Obviously, I have more, but I just took some of them in order to demonstrate to you. And here are 2 extracts from my literature review part. In my research paper, I tried to define what receptive skills are because some students or some people who read this research paper may not know what they are. So here, according to Fadwa and Al-Jawi, receptive skills is getting information by hearing and seeing. So it's about listening and reading skills, obviously. Also, there is one more scholar, Frazier, who defines receptive skills. In the second extract, according to Zhou and Lee's research paper, 60% of the participants enjoyed mobile applications. So it's about perception of of students towards mobile applications. And also there are two more scholars, Ejem and Mithat, who also prove positive results, positive perception of students towards mobile applications. So here are results. There are only superficial information because I decided not to give detailed information as I have all information in my research paper. So there is a picture of 7 most popular, most used, most downloaded applications. So I asked students whether they are familiar with them, and all students confirmed that they are familiar. There was nobody who said that they don't know these applications. And it was expected that YouTube and TED Talks will be most popular applications among these 7 because students say that YouTube and TED Talks have a lot of podcasts and videos which are really helpful for listening skill. And there was a question where I asked how useful were these applications. So almost all students confirmed that these applications were really useful. Certain students said that it was very useful. 12 students said it was moderately useful, and there was nobody who said that who found these applications to be useless. Also, there was a question about how often students use these applications, and all students confirmed that they use mobile applications most of the time. And results of qualitative findings. It's about perception of students. So respondents believe that mobile applications have more advantage than drawbacks. For example, they mentioned that mobile applications are very comfortable to use, as their interface, mobile applications have categories, which makes it easy to adapt to these applications. And also, most of the students mentioned about accessibility of mobile applications. It means you can use these applications whenever you want, whatever you want. Also, students mentioned that these applications are interesting and entertaining. And the main drawback that all students mentioned, it's about premium accounts that you have to buy or pay for using certain mobile applications, and some students may not afford it. So yeah. And also students said that YouTube, Netflix, TED Talks, they are really the most popular and the most useful mobile applications for receptive skills. In order to conclude, I want to say that, of course, my research paper suggests that mobile applications are useful for receptive skills, and they are comfortable, accessible, and authentic tools. Also, that they have more advantages than drawbacks, but it is not enough because I investigated only 20 students. So my recommendations for further researchers is to have more number of participants, more number of students to investigate, and also to conduct an experiment in order to really find out whether mobile applications are useful or not. So yeah, that's it, and thanks for watching.